Welcome to the product demo of the My Data Diary Plus family information management software. The My Data Diary Plus software is designed to simplify the business of your life, and we hope this brief demo shows you just how valuable this tool can be for you and your family. When you're inside the software, your primary view is the table of contents. It is organized by 7 key sections as well as an administrative content management section. The 7 primary sections of the tool are personal, password, household, health, financial, legal, and legacy planning information. If you scroll down through the table of contents, you can see all of the pages underneath each section. And boy, does it look like a lot of information. We encourage all of our users to really take this project on one section at a time, one page at a time, so that you can get all of the information and documents you need to simply manage the business of life. As you scroll through the table of contents, you can see that each page gives you an opportunity to add notes for yourself if there's something you need to be reminded to add, create a status for each section, complete, needs update, or do not need, and importantly, provides you with the last updated date for that page if you or another member of your care companions needs to see just how complete or accurate that information might be. If you scroll to the top, it will take you back to the tile view, and you can see that you can easily navigate to the pages of an individual section by clicking on that tile, and it will simplify the view to only that section of the tool. You'll also notice on the left navigation bar that individual section will be open here, and you can individually navigate to a different section by clicking on a different section or to a different page, and ultimately returning to the table of contents. I'm going to show a few additional elements of the left navigation bar. Under instructions, you can see there is a getting started guide where you can find information and print it or create a PDF by using one of these icons at the top of your page. A frequently asked questions section, again, easy to print or to create a PDF for digital access, and an icon glossary where you can see all of the various icons that are used throughout the tool for tool navigation, record navigation, data entry, or data management. Now let's just jump right in and take a look in your settings at your profile management. When you set up your tool, you are asked to create profiles for each member of your household. In this example, we have 3 members of the household, Jim and Mary Sample, a retired couple who are helping to raise their granddaughter Ashton, whose parents had to move for work and stayed to live with her grandparents so she could finish high school in her hometown. These are the 3 people whose records you will find in our tool. Jim and Mary have added Ashton to their tool so that they can keep track of the health care and school records that are needed to help manage Ashton's details while she's living with them. So let's take a look and dive right in to our personal profile section, and we'll look at Jim Sample here. This person picker allows you to navigate between individual profiles. So Jim, this is his record. If I click on Mary, it will take me to her record, and to Ashton to her record. I'm going to return to Jim, and I'm going to take a look at Jim's record here, and I can change his picture here. I can add information using drop-down menus, free text fields, calendar icons, various different data entry elements throughout the tool, and importantly, all throughout the tool, you'll find these document buttons. These document buttons are indicated by the paperclip, and if they have an exclamation point, that indicates that we recommend you add documents to this section, this type of document. This number in the upper right-hand corner indicates how many documents you have added. In this case, there are 2 birth certificate files. Why might that be? We'll click here and expand all of these records, and we can see that there is birth certificate Jim 1 and birth certificate Jim 2. They're both located in the bedroom safe. This one is a legal document, this one is not. Let's preview those and see what we might find here. That one does look like a legal document. This one has the hospital form, not good for legal transactions. I need to have a copy of his legal document, so I'm going to download this document. It's been saved into the Documents folder on the USB drive. So if I come here to the Document Transfer folder, you can see that Jim's birth certificate has been saved here, and there it is. I can now print it, upload it, email it, do whatever I need to do with that document. As I scroll through the tool, you can see that there are some data elements that are hidden. I can show them by clicking on the eyeball icon, and if I have shown it, it will print as I have shown. We will indicate if there are expired documents so that you get a bit of a tickler to replace that document. And you can add additional information, additional documents, marital status with marital documents as you move through the field, through the tool. You add addresses, phones, emails, and then you enter information for another member of the family. As you move through the tool, you will find that there are two primary ways to enter information. One is using the person picker, and let's look at the other way where there isn't an individual person, but in fact, perhaps a record that would be shared by many people in the family. So in this case, religious affiliations, Cathedral of the Rockies is one Methodist religious affiliation. We've entered information here for the place of worship and the worship leader, and we have linked this religious affiliation to Ashton, Jim, and Mary. If Ashton did not go to church with Jim and Mary, and it was really just a place of worship for Jim and Mary, we would simply uncheck Ashton. Now, when we move to the top and hide this, if I just look at Ashton, there will be no records because she is not affiliated with either of those records. But if I look at Jim or Mary, they will show Cathedral of the Rockies because that record is affiliated to both Jim and Mary. Let me go ahead and put this back to all three of them. And I want to see records for Jim, Mary, and Ashton. As you move through the tool, you might be looking for specific types of information, and we encourage you to search a particular page. So I am going to look for Social Security, and it's not going to find anything on this page, but let me look for Social Security by looking in all of the sections. And I can see that there is Social Security in the profile page. And I can go here and look for Social Security, and it will now take me to all of the places on this page where Social Security is identified. We create this lookup capability for you so that you can look throughout the tool for various places where Social Security information might be identified or the particular information you might need. If you don't find the information or the section you are looking for, we do give you the opportunity to create custom information. To do that, you need to go to Preferences and Show Custom Data Yes. When you receive the tool, it is automatically defaulted to No, as we don't want people to create custom information unnecessarily. But if we come back to Profile, and we can now go to the bottom of Jim's profile and see that there is a section at the bottom to create custom data. And in this case, we're going to create a new field, a new record, and we'll say for whatever reason, eye color is very important in Jim's family. So we're going to say eye color Jim and create this as blue. And now we can see that Jim's eye color is blue as we've created that custom data for him that is unique to his record. As you move through personal information, you can see there's information for personal contacts, education, employment, military service, activities, religious affiliation, and personal vendors and providers. Importantly, as you add information in an individual section, in this case, Jim is Jim's barber. Jim is his barber, and we have here the information for Jim. He's at Great Clips, and this is the phone number and address. That information will also appear in personal vendors and providers. This is the beauty of an interactive database. Moving into personal contacts, we encourage our users to enter the information for the key emergency contacts, family members, and friends who would be called upon to help in any kind of an emergency or personal care situation. This is not intended to be a place to put your entire Rolodex necessarily. When you move to passwords, you can see that you have a place to enter all of your password and manage all of your passwords for all of your various accounts. You enter the information, the URL, the username, the password, and if appropriate, the PIN. And you can either enter that information here or as you move through the tool and enter information for each individual vendor. Anytime you enter a website, it will create a website and account password record on this page. Then the next time you are asked to update your password, say you're shopping on Amazon and you need to change that password, instead of searching to find a place to save it, you enter your My Data Diary tool, you enter the new password, and then you save that information here, and you don't have to worry about it anymore. In the household section, you see there is areas for properties and assets, personal property, pets, vehicles, utilities and services, warranties, subscriptions and memberships, household vendors and providers. When you go into properties, let's take a look there. You can see that this is not an area where we enter by person picker. So we have three properties: Jim and Mary's home, Boise rental, and storage unit. If I just select Ashton, she's only going to have one record as she's only affiliated with one record. But I want to see all records, so I'm going to select all three people. You can see here that Jim and Mary's home is set as primary by the star. I can remove it as primary and not have a primary record. I can select a different record as primary, or I can select this record as primary and have multiple primary records. I'm going to return just to having Jim and Mary's home. When you enter a new property record, you will be prompted to enter property address information, miscellaneous information about that property and asset, including legal description, who has access and keys, are there gate codes, alarm codes, all the details that you need to manage a particular property. Garbage pickup day, recycling pickup day, water shutoff and gas shutoff valve locations. Mailbox information. Is there a personal safe? If so, where is it? And let's show you how to add that information. So this is how you add a record to any particular section. We're going to say there is a safe, and it is a personal safe. It's located in the master bedroom closet. And we're going to add the combination to get in and any access instruction or notes. In this case, we also have some, and that's all you need to do to add a new record to any section of the tool. Other information: Clara is the dog sitter and she has a key. Property assets and files. There's a property tax bill. And you can see Clara has the key. There's multiple other people, and oh, we've got one other person who we know has access to the house and has a key, and that is Mildred. She is the housekeeper. So we're going to add Mildred as she has a key as well. And you can see the interactive database just allows you to pick information that you've already entered by selecting the search, or adding new information by adding a new record. If you make a mistake while you are entering information, let's say I went to add a record and I realize I don't need to add a record, I actually want to, I already have that person in there, I can archive that record and it goes away. When you're entering information, we encourage you to set your archive preferences to yes, because then when you are entering that information, it will show you if you've made a mistake, where we had one here. I had a blank record and it shows it's archived because I'm now viewing my archived records, and I can discard or delete that record. So let's talk a little bit about the archive functionality. So the archive functionality has two features. One is just as I have shown you, to be able to delete unnecessary mistakes or records that you have created in error. The other is actually to archive a specific record. And why might you wish to do that? So once you have set your tool to show archived records, I'm going to give you an example here in pets. And you can see here that Missy passed away and we archived her record, but I can restore her record by clicking restore, and now her record is active. If I go here and change my preferences to show archived data, no, and I go back to pets in household, you can see that Maisie and Missy are both visible. Sadly, Missy passed away not long ago, and it made the family sad to see her every time they came into the tool. So if we set her information to archive, and I archive her record, because I have show archive set to no, she's no longer visible. But perhaps I needed some information about the breeder we got Missy from. I can go back to settings. I can go back to preferences, show archive data, yes. Go back to household and pets, and I can now see Missy's data without having to make her record active. There are two levels of archive in the tool. The first level puts it in the pantry, and you can restore that record by simply clicking the restore button and bringing it back. If you really no longer want that record, you can discard that record, which deletes it permanently from your view. It puts it in the attic, and we don't give you a ladder to access that attic. We don't ever permanently delete a record in case there is a need to have a software professional or database professional help you restore that record, or in the event that because it's an interactive database, we don't permanently delete any record because it could create a problem with the interactive nature of the database. But you can permanently discard that record and put it into the attic. Please note that documents do in fact get permanently deleted from the tool. So I'm going to come back here and change my preferences to show archived data. No. Okay. When you're adding information throughout the tool, we've taken a look at household. And as I've mentioned, as you added property information here, and we added information on the house, and we added information throughout the tool, as we're entering information, in this case, we had a loan with a home mortgage, and we added that home mortgage. It's with Round Point Mortgage, and we added an auto pay. And when we entered this information for Round Point Mortgage, it actually creates a record in the financial section under loans. And when we added information about this auto pay, because we hadn't first created that bank, when we added information about the financial institution at ICCU Checking, it created a record for us in the financial section under banking. So as you enter information, it will populate additional sections of the tool. In the health section, you can see that we have information for health summary, allergies, conditions, immunizations, medications, procedures, tests and events, care management, advanced directives, and health insurance. In the financial section, bank accounts, loans, leases and liabilities, payment cards, insurance, investments, retirement, taxes, auto pay and auto deposit, and financial vendors and providers. Many of these records will be created automatically as you work through the tool. And if you get to a section where you didn't create a specific account, you can add it by adding the plus button. When you come to ICCU Checking, this is the one we created before, you can scroll down to the bottom and you can show connections, and it will show you that that Round Point Mortgage is on auto pay that we created back in the household section. Another useful capability of this database connections, let's go to payment cards. And Jim got a new Alaska Airlines Visa, and they completely changed the account number. So we can come in here and update that account number, but importantly, we can also see what cards, what auto pays might be linked to that payment card. So in this case, we also need to update our AAA auto pay with the new card information for this account. So as you enter information for your financial section, some of it will be automatically populated from other places, and other things you can add manually. In the legal section, we give you places for contracts and agreements, estate planning, legal documents, and legal vendors and providers. And in legacy planning, we give you pre-planning, all about me, legacy letters, and legacy vendors and providers. And importantly, we have provided you with a critically important place for key documents, including your healthcare advance directives, including your healthcare power of attorney and living will, your legacy estate planning documents, your wills, your personal property inventories, and your trusts, and legacy planning, your pre-planning instructions for end-of-life wishes, an outline for your loved ones to create your obituary for All About Me, and a legacy letter so that you can have a hand in how not just your life will be, but also your end of life. When you have completed all of the information and have documents uploaded, we also give you great capability and features for custom reporting and document management. So in the custom reporting section, this is where you can create a custom report, and we'll say we're taking Jim to the doctor and he needs his profile information. We also want his health summary, his conditions, his immunizations, his medications, his procedures, tests, and events. And we'll also say we want his documents. We'll create this report, and it will now show you a preview of the report it has created, including the documents, because you selected documents. And then if you save this, you can print this directly to a printer or save as PDF. And we'll call this the health report. It will save that document to PDF and then give you a confirmation message that that document has been created and saved into the document transfer folder. We'll take just a moment here. I had a lot of sections selected. PDF is saved. I can now go into where I saved it and the health report, and it will open that document, and you can see that I now have a document that I can easily print or send to whoever needs it. Print and take with me to an appointment or send to a provider. And if I don't like the report or the way it's formatted, I can go back in, close the report, clear selections, and start again and say, I don't want documents this time. I just want the profile, the health summary information, and the conditions and medications. I'll create that report, and you can see now it's not going to have documents because I specifically selected no documents. If I close this report, I can then go to my document library. And in my document library, this becomes your electronic filing cabinet where all of your documents are alphabetized. They can be sorted by document date. They can be sorted by legal document or document type. Importantly, you can select documents to create a document report. You can select all documents. You can look at documents in a particular section, household, and maybe I want to create a document report with all of those documents. I create that document report, and it will now create all of those 4 documents that I had in that document report. If I save that, I can create household documents. It's going to tell me that that was saved well. I'm going to come here and household documents, take a look at that document, and you will see that each of those documents will print on a separate page of the report, giving you unlimited flexibility to create reports, print individual documents, or ultimately from any individual page, printing or creating a PDF to print. As you work with the My Data Diary Plus solution, You will discover that this is truly a place for everything with everything in one place and can quickly become overwhelming. When I work with my clients, I encourage them to take it one section, one page at a time, working from the beginning and starting with the profile section, taking a look at the documents and information that you need, closing the tool, going and gathering those documents, and the next time you sit down, opening the tool and committing to entering the information for one section or maybe a couple of sections where they're a little bit less information or document heavy. If you take this approach of one page, one section at a time, and set aside 1 or 2 days a week, in less than a year, you can have all of your family and household information loaded and entered into a solution, giving you a place for everything and everything in one place with a tool that will truly help you streamline and simplify the business of your life. Please spend some time looking at the other detailed demos and tutorials on our website, and we hope you will choose the My Data Diary Plus family information software to help you manage the business of your life.